Hi, welcome to Gene Rants. I'm Gene, and today we'll be revisiting what I at least touched on yesterday, the Epstein files, because there seems to be a lot of interest in it by a lot of people for reasons I don't really understand, because it doesn't interest me a lot. Well, actually, I do. As I said yesterday, I think a lot of this Epstein file stuff, well, by Democrats, it's not to, they're not really well, they want to see if they can get some dirt on Trump. There's nothing, well, you're going to find out in a moment. I'm going to share a video with you that what I consider the definitive statement on Epstein, I guess you'd call it the Epstein files, the Epstein client list, Epstein Gate, Lolita Gate. Actually, I think that's my term, Lolita Gate, that I just came up with. So must give credit if you use that phrase, if they use that term. I created it. So anyways, that the reason the left is really, well, you have people on the right too. You have conspiracy theorists that think that the government is hiding something. And I'm going to show a video right now. This will be the definitive statement on it by somebody who knows, who has real inside knowledge about what's going on. And just to be sure, clear, because I sometimes do parodies and I say, oh, very serious, and this is really the definitive statement. I consider it's by or from Alan Dershowitz. Alan Dershowitz, you probably heard the name. He's he defended Donald Trump in his first impeachment, and that's why, by the way, he's persona non grata. In fact, he's considering suing somebody. He has a house on Martha's Vineyard, and there was, I guess, a pierogi stand, some kind of fair or something, and the pierogi stand proprietor refused to serve him because he is a Zionist. So he doesn't hide his views at all, and he may be suing over that because somebody, refused to serve him because of his beliefs. I don't know which way that would go, and I don't want to get off on that track. We can just wait and see how that turns out. But the main thing is that he not only knew Epstein, was within his circle of people that Epstein, as I said yesterday, Epstein cultivated a lot of friendships and he made a lot of connections. He was a financial advisor, and he was also one of these wealthy people who like to have a lot, he would have soirees, little French word for you there, soirees at his townhouse in Manhattan. And then you have the island too, people visiting the island. And he knows he was not only his friend, but he was his attorney. And well, I'm going to turn it right over to Alan. All of you who have been speculating and you want to know what's going on, he knows here's Alan Dershowitz.
There's a clip of Alan Dershowitz that's gone totally viral. It was from an interview he gave Sean Spicer. I'm going to play it for you. I'm going to update it for you. And then we're going to talk about what, if anything, it all means for what we're supposed to believe about the FBI's files.
Let me tell you, I know for a fact documents are being suppressed. And they're being suppressed to protect individuals. I know the names of the individuals. I know why they're being suppressed. I know who's suppressing them. But I'm bound by confidentiality from a judge and cases, and I can't disclose what I know. But I hand to God, I know the names of people whose files are being suppressed in order to protect them. And that's wrong.
Just out of curiosity, without names, are these politicians, business leaders, both?
They're everything. And let me tell you, a lot of them are, at least one of them is somebody who was accused. Others are accusers. And the judges have said, if somebody calls themselves a victim, we're not going to give any information about them. But they may not be victims. They may be perpetrators. So we don't have information about false accusers. And we know there have been many false accusers who have accused innocent people for money. And those records are being deliberately, willfully suppressed.
Alan has been totally exonerated on those accusations. He disproved this woman's accusations with actual receipts and plane tickets and so on. None of it held up. And ultimately, not surprisingly, she withdrew her suit against him and confessed she may have confused him with someone else. We reached out to him about this soundbite, and he said, I did not talk about a client list. There are redacted statements in the FBI's file by the accuser, the same woman who accused me, Virginia Giuffre. In her statement to the FBI, she never mentioned me because she never heard of me. She didn't know me. But in the statement to the FBI, she did accuse a bunch of other people, and their names are in the report. But the report has been redacted. That's been censored, kept secret. I've seen it, however. I do know who's in that list. And I know a couple of other people who have been accused as well. I don't know whether or not they actually did anything wrong. I know they were accused mostly by the same woman who falsely accused me. We're talking about Virginia Giuffre. And one of the things that's been suppressed is all the information that is negative to the accusers, the information that proves the accusers made up the stories. So it's much more complicated. There's no client list, he says. There are names of people who are accused, and there are names of people who falsely accuse them. It's a redacted FBI report in which Virginia Giuffre names people, and I know who the people are, and the court has kept the list secret and has refused to unredact the list.
Now you know from Alan Dershowitz, who, as he just said, knows the names. There is no client list, but there are, well, he just described what there actually is in that video that you just saw. And I will add only one thing that Alan Dershowitz said, or repeat one thing that I had shared with everybody in the preceding vlog, which is it's called the Dur Show, Dershow. It's called, Dershowitz, Dur Show, little pun there. And it's a podcast or something he does 3 times a week. But you can see the clips on, they're about a half hour. They're on YouTube. And in one of them, he said what you just saw in that video, but he also said a couple of other things. Number one, he said that nobody, none of these names that he knows is currently serving in office. Now they may be still prominent people, and that's, well, you just heard the video. I don't have to rehash it. But what he did not mention, that none of these people are in office. So that leaves out Donald Trump, obviously, but it leaves out every senator, every representative, anybody who is at least national office, and I think he meant state office too. He also, in an earlier video, mentioned 2 names that he could, as you just heard in that video, he's under court order. He knows the names, he cannot reveal them, but there are 2 names that he could and did reveal because they're dead. And if somebody's dead, obviously they can't be damaged. As Dershowitz said, and as happened to him, you're going to have attacks on the reputations of innocent people as far as sex with minors, simply for having known and associated with Jeffrey Dershowitz. I'm not going to repeat again. There was the thumbnail for the previous vlog showed Alan Dershowitz with Bill Clinton, with Bill Clinton. And I said in that video, that is not proof of anything. There's another image I shared in that previous video of Alan Dershowitz, of Bill Clinton getting a massage from one of these young women, and I emphasize young women associated with Epstein, because she was not a minor. Number one, she's 22 years old. She was giving a neck massage, but she's a trained masseuse. All right, and she said in that video yesterday that Bill Clinton was a perfect gentleman. So even though I am a conservative, I always try to be fair when I speak. And that's what I'm saying, is that they could, we all know, Monica Lewinsky, and Bill Clinton, I believe 26 times I read, he's been to Epstein's Island 26 times. Donald Trump, by the way, 0, but 26 times. But you see, given his reputation, that it's easy to impugn that he was one of these people having sex with minors. But there is no proof of that. And even if when you saw the photo, he has associated with Jeffrey Epstein. So you see the problem when there are, as Alan Dershowitz was saying, there are a lot of other names. Now, there are these victims, the showing victims and also claimed to be victims. There's this one woman who accused, as Dershowitz said, accused Dershowitz himself. And he proved, he brought, he provided proof that the charge was ridiculous, was false in that woman, and he threatened to sue, and that woman just suddenly changed, she changed her story when the proof came out of Dershowitz's innocence or not guilty of having sex with minors, which is, it just makes, it's crazy anyways. Crazy. And the same thing with Bill Richardson, and I said, and that was the two names that he mentioned, the dead people, if I didn't just mention it before, with Bill Richardson, former governor of New Mexico, and George Mitchell, former senator from Maine, but he was also the majority Democrat, majority leader of the Senate. Both of these people are Democrats. But again, there is no, even though I am a conservative, there is no proof that any of them did anything wrong. But their names, you see, their names were brought up in these files, in these interviews, and now you have, you said that one woman who falsely accused Dershowitz, she named other people too, and she's already on record as having made another false accusation. Maybe some or all the others are false. Now, I'm not saying that they are. I'm saying that you would have to have enough evidence to prosecute, at least investigate, which I understand investigations are going on. And actually, Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton and a bunch of other people. Bill Barr was an attorney general in Trump's first term. He was subpoenaed. Merrick Garland was subpoenaed, all to appear before the House and to testify, either a House or the grand jury. I believe it's the House. I'm not going to take time to look it up, but the point is, Bill Barr, it's about the way the Epstein matter was being handled. Nobody's accusing, say, for instance, Bill Barr or Merrick Garland, just we get both, Democrat and a Republican in there, of having sex with minors or even any personal association with that I know of with Epstein, but I could be wrong. I mean, I don't read everything. I try to read everything, but I don't succeed. So I guess to wind this all up, that there are people who you have to have strong, especially if these are prominent people, you better have strong evidence before you prosecute somebody. So we'll have to see. There was, you saw in that thumbnail, all these women who were Epstein's victims, but the question is, were they victims? For instance, that woman who giving the massage, she claims to have been raped by. So we're not talking about sex with a minor. She's 22, but obviously rape. That's I hate to state the obvious. That's very serious, and I guess it's not going to matter for Epstein now because he's dead. But the point is that you have these other women, and there could be other accusations against Epstein, you see, but not necessarily these other people. Could be some of these other people who've known him and have visited the island, or were on the Lolita Express, the plane that would fly these people to the island. And you can't. So there could be some guilty people in there, but you can't just drag people through the mud just by putting their names out. You have to have evidence. So that's what Dershowitz is saying, but he says that's wrong, as he said in that video. The files should come out. And so I guess Alan Dershowitz disagrees with me to a point. I think you have to make sure you have to investigate first, put it this way. And if there's no evidence of somebody, I would redact those names. But that's just me. That's my opinion, but I'm not a lawyer, and I don't know. And plus, I don't have Dershowitz's knowledge. I don't know the names except for the two he mentioned who have died, Bill Richardson and George Mitchell. So maybe what he's saying that it should all come out, it's based on him knowing the names. I don't know the names, so I'm in no position to second guess Alan Dershowitz, who not only is one of the best lawyers in this country, but actually knew Epstein was his lawyer and knows the names. And let's hope it comes out. Let's hope. I would like these courts to. I think there are 2 courts lift the order, the restriction, the gag order on Dershowitz, and let him just say the names. Anyways, those are my views. I'd love to hear your views. There's a comment section below the video. Share this video with anyone you think would benefit from it. But most of all, come back and see me again. Oh, subscribe. How could I forget? Subscribe, subscribe, subscribe. And by the way, I got, there's a small vlog. I'm trying to grow it. I don't get that many subscribers at a time. I'm up to like 925 last time I checked. But I got 3 just yesterday, which is a lot for me, 3 in one day. So the 3 of you who subscribed, I guess I'll just end by thanking you. Thank you for subscribing. And I hope you share my videos and get other people to subscribe. And that's it for today. Thanks for stopping by. I look forward to seeing all of you again. And until I do see all of you again, bye.